Another 5-minute mystery. See if you can solve the case before the end of the program.
Well, Alice, one more block and you'll behold the old Brooks household.
2 whole years, Jim. It just doesn't seem possible. You and Dorothy married and with a place of your own?
It's true, all right. It's only too bad that you haven't taken advantage of the old Brooks hospitality sooner.
Well, I'm here now, and I intend on having a perfectly wonderful time.
Now, here we are.
Oh, what a charming place this is!
Dorothy's probably on needles and pins waiting for me to get you here. Darling, it's Jim. Here's Alice.
Ah! Jim! Look!
What? Where?
On the living room floor! It's Dorothy! Dad! Ah!
Mr. Brooks, I'm afraid you and Miss Manning will have to submit to some routine questions.
I'll be happy to help in any way I can, Inspector.
Thank you, Miss Manning. Now, Mr. Brooks, while we're waiting for some information I phoned for, I want you to tell me exactly what happened this morning.
It's not much to tell. Me and my wife were quite excited waiting for Miss Manning here to visit us from Chicago. I was to wait at the office until she called me.
And you were there all morning?
Yes, until her train arrived. And then we came here.
I have written a letter to Mrs. Brooks, telling her that I would call Jim at the office as soon as I arrived. The train was an hour late. Maybe if it had been here earlier, it may have prevented this.
Well, that remains to be seen. Apparently, Miss Brooks was sitting here in this chair putting red nail polish on her fingernails when she was shot from behind. The polish had spilled all over the carpet, and she was still holding the tiny brush in her hand. Since she must have recognized her attacker and didn't die instantly, she printed these 3 initials on the floor with the nail polish. D.O.C.
D.O.C.? I wish we could tell whose initials she was trying to reveal.
You're sure you don't know anyone whose name would fit that?
Positive, I can't.
Oh.
Yes, Miss Manning? Can you think of anybody?
Well, D.O.C. spells Doc. It used to be Mr. Brooks' nickname.
It can't be.
Yes, Mr. Brooks?
I haven't been called Doc for over 2 years. It was a nickname I picked up in high school. No, my wife didn't like the name and never used it. Nobody in New York even knows me by Doc. You've got to believe me, Inspector. It's the truth.
Well, that we'll see. Just a minute. Hello? Yes, Grady? Yes. I see. Well, it's sewed up anyways. Thanks. Well, you both will be happy to know our little murder is solved.
Oh, so it wasn't Doc after all?
No, Miss Manning, it wasn't Doc. I'm arresting you, Miss Manning, for the murder of Dorothy Brooks.
Why did the inspector arrest Miss Manning for the murder of Mrs. Brooks? In a moment we'll hear. But first this. Is the weather starting to get colder? Do you need a reason to feel that holiday spirit? Then come join the Mighty Texan Band for their outdoor winter concert Thursday, December 10th at 7 p.m. Bring your warm blankets and hot cocoa to snuggle up and listen to their nifty holiday tunes. And now, back to our story.
How dare you arrest me? I was at the train the whole time!
Your train wasn't late, Miss Manning. That phone call just verified the fact. You came out here, murdered Miss Brooks, returned to the station, and called Mr. Brooks to pick you up. That wasn't what really gave you away, though, Miss Manning. Too bad you didn't know Mr. Brooks was no longer called Doc when you printed those 3 letters on the carpet. The next time you leave a name as a clue to throw suspicion, you'd better get it right. But of course, there won't be a next time, will there, Miss Manning?
Join us again next time for another chance to solve another stage door mystery.